but you right now that is watching this video are probably 90% using your deodorants wrong. This video idea came to me when I was making my previous video that was kind of like this, which was the mind-blowing hygiene hacks video, which if you missed, I will put right here. But one of the talking points in that video was how you are probably using your deodorants wrong. And because of that, you think that they're not working for you and you still smell and you're going through deodorants and nothing seems to be working. When in reality, it's actually a really simple fix and it's probably the reason why they're not working. It's not because they're not working, it's because you're using them wrong. And so that kind of sparked up this idea to kind of go into a bunch of products that you probably maybe have in your bathrooms right now or in your room that you use or have used, maybe you've thrown away and you're disappointed and you think these are not working for me, when really the real reason why they're not working for you is simply just user error. A lot of hygiene and beauty products that you see maybe on social media that are overhyped and you go and try them and they don't work for you, a lot of the times the product itself actually works exactly how it's supposed to, but nobody ever teaches you how to actually use them. You might see people raving about it in a TikTok video or a YouTube video, and then you go and buy it, but nobody's actually explaining how they use it to work for them. It might seem kind of like, okay, well, deodorant, you just apply it and you go about your day, when in reality there are these minor tweaks that can completely change the effectiveness of a product. So today I'm going to show you some of the everyday products you're probably using today that you maybe think these are not working, and I'm going to show you exactly how to turn that around and make these products actually work the way that they're meant to by simply just using them the correct way. Let's start with deodorant. I'm going to kind of continue on what I said in that video in case you didn't watch it, but you right now that is watching this video are probably most likely 90% using your deodorants wrong. Most people are probably applying their deodorants at the complete wrong time of the day. Most people probably wake up, you take a shower, you're getting ready for work or your day or whatever, and then you go in and apply your deodorant, and then you're finding yourself that you're maybe having the odor kind of come back pretty soon into the day, and then you're blaming it on the product not working. The problem here doesn't lie with how you applied it, it lies with when you applied it. The effectiveness of your deodorant, specifically when we're talking about aluminum deodorant that has actual antiperspirant properties, it only works the way it's meant to when you apply it at night. And that is because antiperspirants do not stop sweat instantly after you apply it on. Instead, how they work is they form plugs inside of your sweat ducts. And why this specifically works at nighttime and not in the morning is because at night your sweat glands are essentially inactive. So then the product has actually a chance to go into the pores and stop the sweat glands that are going to be active the following day. So if you're applying it in the morning, your sweat glands are already activating the moment that you wake up, and then you're applying this on already active sweat glands. It's essentially doing nothing to actually stop you from sweating. So make sure you're using your deodorants at night. Take a shower, which you're supposed to be doing at night anyway. If you watch my previous video, the best time to shower is nighttime. Morning time is great too, but if we're actually talking cleanliness and hygiene, nighttime is the way to go if you can only do one. And also make sure you're applying it on dry armpits. Don't just get out of the shower when you're still damp. Make sure your armpits are completely dry, then go in and apply your deodorant. And bonus tip is you can still shower again in the morning and you're not technically showering off the deodorant because the antiperspirant properties and aluminum salts are already plugging up those sweat ducts from the night before. They're already in there. You don't have to do anything and you can still shower without showering off the deodorant you applied the prior night. Next up is toothpaste. This is another one that I'm kind of elaborating from my last video as well. If you find that when you use your toothpaste, maybe you have a whitening toothpaste and you're finding that it's not getting your teeth any whiter, it actually is because you are rinsing your mouth after you're done brushing your teeth. The majority of toothpaste that we use contain fluoride, and fluoride in toothpaste needs some time to go in and remineralize. I have such a hard time saying this word, but to go in there and remineralize your enamel and to strengthen your teeth. And when you rinse right after you're done brushing, you're pretty much just rinsing away that fluoride before it's had its chance to do what it needs to do, whiten your teeth, remineralize, and protect against cavities. So you're essentially just washing away your toothpaste. Technically, you're getting clean, you're brushing your teeth, but you're not letting it do what it's supposed to do. The correct way to actually brush your teeth and actually have your toothpaste be effective is after you're done brushing, after 2 minutes, let the toothpaste sit in there. You can spit the excess toothpaste, but do not rinse it out with water. And also make sure to not drink within 20 to 30 minutes of brushing your teeth. Next up is sunscreen. Now this one I am definitely not the best at, or I wasn't the best at. I have just recently started using sunscreen every day on my face. I never touch sunscreen ever, 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 ever. I will say though, even though I do apply sunscreen now in my day-to-day life, if I go to the beach or the pool and I'm trying to tan, I will just sit out there completely raw dogging it, no sunscreen, because I don't think the sun is that bad for you. In moderation, obviously. I'm not saying go and freaking bake yourself out there every single day, but controversial take, I don't think the sun is horrible for you. I think the sun is literally necessary for us, but that's another story. Sunscreen though is important, especially on your face, your body as well if you're actually going to the beach, but other than that, you're most likely covered in clothing. On your face, if you want to prevent premature aging and wrinkles and all of that, sunscreen is great. And a lot of people use sunscreen wrong. So although you feel like you're doing something good by applying sunscreen, you might actually just be canceling out the effectiveness of your sunscreen completely just by the way that you're applying it. Especially if you're finding that you're still getting hyperpigmentation even though you're wearing sunscreen daily. The biggest mistakes when it comes to sunscreen is people are either applying not the right amount. Most likely people will apply way too little sunscreen to really be effective. Also, you're not reapplying your sunscreen. You can't just put sunscreen on in the morning and think that it's gonna be good for the rest of the day, because that's just not how it works. And also, you're applying your sunscreen like a moisturizer, even though it's not a moisturizer. For the face, the biggest rule of thumb when applying sunscreen is use 2 finger lengths full of sunscreen. So tip to bottom of your fingers, 2 of them. That's how much sunscreen you should be using. And you want to apply every 2 to 3 hours. Now, here's where it gets a little complicated if you're someone that is wearing makeup on top of your sunscreen. My biggest tip and the biggest hack for this, if you are a makeup wearer and you still want to be good about your sunscreen and reapplying, get a setting spray that has sunscreen in it. And it also just makes it so much easier to apply. Rather than it being a cream, you actually have to physically apply it. You can literally just spritz your face and it doesn't budge your makeup, doesn't ruin your makeup, and you're reapplying it. There's a ton of setting sprays that you can buy that have a good amount of SPF in them. Just again, make sure that you put a good amount. Most people under apply sunscreen by like 70%. Next up, another one about skincare is most people are using hyaluronic acid wrong. Hyaluronic acid has been proven to plump up your skin and it's really moisturizing, but it can do the complete opposite and it can totally dry out your skin just by the way that you apply it. And most people apply it wrong. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant. We talked a little bit about humectants in my previous video as well, but humectants essentially pull out water. Therefore, when you go and apply hyaluronic acid onto dry skin, you are taking the moisture out of your skin, which is not what you want to be doing. You're thinking you're applying hyaluronic acid and it's like plumping it up, but it is through time making your skin drier. If there's no water already on your skin, like a dampness, instead of it pulling that water, it's then pulling the moisture from your skin instead. So the correct way to apply hyaluronic acid is onto damp skin. I put hyaluronic acid on every single night, and the way that I do it is I have rose water, which I spray about 45 times a day. I love rose water. I will spray my skin with that, get it real nice and damp, and then go in with my hyaluronic acid onto the wetness of the rose water, not just onto complete bare bone dry skin. Do not do that, because you are literally drying out your skin with something that you think you're moisturizing your skin with. And then immediately seal it with moisturizer. Next, this one is huge because it has to do with shaving, and you know, summer's coming up, legs are gonna be coming out, and you want that soft, smooth skin. But if you're somebody that finds that every time you shave, you get razor bumps and ingrown hairs, and you're trying out all kinds of different razors, from 1 blade to 3 blade to this and that, and just wasting all your money on different razors and even like shaving gels and shaving creams, so much products. Most of the time, getting bumps and ingrown hairs has nothing to do with your razor and everything to do with how you're using the razor and how you're actually shaving. And this goes for anywhere, from your legs, if you find that you have strawberry legs, or you're getting razor bumps around your bikini area and you want everything to look and feel nice and smooth. Razor bumps happen when hair is cut right below the surface of the skin. Then it curls and it grows sideways into the hair follicle. Now, when your body recognizes this, it thinks it's a splinter, so then it increases blood flow to that area, otherwise known as inflammation, which causes bumps, redness, and pimples. So here are the 7 biggest mistakes that you're probably making when you shave. Number 1, shaving on dry skin. So your hair is actually surprisingly strong. And specifically when it's dry, the blade is yanking out the hair instead of smoothly cutting it. So you want to make sure that when you go into the shower, you're not shaving immediately. You want to wait about 3 to 5 minutes. Warm water swells the hair shaft and weakens keratin bonds. So then the blade can go in and actually cut instead of tearing it. Next up, on your first pass, you are shaving against the grain. This is a big no, especially when it comes to the bikini line. This is usually the number 1 cause of ingrown hairs. Initially, when you're starting to shave, do not go completely into the opposite way of your hair growth. So if you're finding that your hair is growing this way, but you're shaving this way, that's a no-no. If your hair is growing this way, at first pass, when you're starting to shave, you want to shave this way as well. Second pass, you're gonna go sideways on both sides. And then lastly, you're gonna go against the grain. Don't just go against the grain right off the bat. You only really want to go against the grain if absolutely necessary, if it's still kind of like rough and bumpy, okay? But if you don't have to and you're finding that going with and sideways is already doing most of the job, then leave it be, because most ingrown hairs happen when you're going against the grain. Another one that may seem kind of shocking is you are using a razor that has too many blades. A lot of people think more blades, better cut, right? Better, smoother, whatever. I have always used 1 to 2 blade max razors. I actually use men razors. Men's products are so much better, specifically razors are made so much better. I mean, think about it. Men have coarser, rougher, thicker hair usually, so they're made to kind of withstand that. Razors that have a lot of blades lift the hair and cut it way slower than single or 2 blade razors. Now, on one hand, this is good for getting that like really soft baby smooth feel afterwards, but it's super bad for ingrown hairs, and it's probably why you're getting strawberry legs and ingrown hairs. Number 4 mistake is you are pressing the razor. If you have to press your razor in order to cut the hair, it means that the hair was not softened enough. You didn't wait in the warm water for long enough for it to actually soften so that you can go nicely and shave it. And pressure causes micro cuts, it causes burning. If you're shaving your underarms, it causes dark underarms. Personally, I don't shave my underarms. I use an epilator. Epilator is the best. I always without a doubt epilate my armpits, because instead of doing what shaving does, which is just cutting it, epilating is removing the hair at the follicle. And I found that when I was shaving my armpits, first of all, my hair grows so fast that the second I was done shaving, within an hour, I'm already stubbly and it's so annoying. So I cut that out completely. And if you want to avoid all these problems all at once, just switching over to an epilator literally will cure all your problems. But epilators are just annoying because they're painful, so sometimes you don't have the time and the patience to deal with all that. So I get shaving is just a lot easier. And for me, I will epilate my bikini and my legs every so often, but for those two, I like to just stick to shaving most of the time unless I have like a special occasion. But for my armpits, I always without a doubt epilate, and that is because ever since I switched to epilating, I have the brightest underarms ever. I have 0 darkness, so I highly recommend you switch over to epilating, especially for under the arms. Number 5 mistake is shaving foam isn't lubrication. A lot of people would just use soap or body wash to shave, and the thing about soap is it might feel like it's sudsy, so it's smooth for your razor to go, but soap is removing oil, so that gives no slip for the razor, and so there's a mistake. While shaving cream is actually designed to create a smooth layer over your skin that will kind of keep the blade slightly elevated from the skin so that you're not scraping it and causing inflammation and razor bumps. Number 6 mistake is you're shaving every day. Shaving every single day will keep the hair under the skin line constantly, so this is never letting your hair follicles exit properly, and that will in turn cause a lot of ingrown hairs. If you're super prone to bumps and things like that, you should be shaving around 2 to 3 days. Then the 7th mistake is the aftercare mistakes. A lot of people don't really focus on aftercare much. You just kind of, you know, shave in the shower and then you're done. But aftercare can really prevent some of these issues, because right after shaving, your hair follicles are open and slightly inflamed. And most people apply lotions and heavy oils right after the shower. So then that open hair follicle is getting sealed, which is trapping in the hair, which is leading to an ingrown. So the correct aftercare after shaving looks like this. First, while you're still in the shower, immediately after you're done shaving, you want to rinse with cool water. Cool water closes up the hair follicle. And then after you're out of the shower, don't oil and lotion immediately. Wait about 20 to 30 minutes and then moisturize. And pro tip is use salicylic acid and glycolic acid the next day, because that really prevents ingrowns. My favorite glycolic acid is the ordinary one, and it's also really affordable. Also, bonus tip, don't wear super tight leggings immediately after you've shaved the bikini line, because that will almost always guarantee bumps. All in all, razor bumps and ingrown hairs are not a skin type. It's not just, oh, your skin just always does this. It's usually always due to a wrong shaving technique. That is it. Those are all my little product corrections, and I promise you, if you make these corrections, and most of these are super easy to fix, I promise you your products are gonna start working. They're just gonna be working how they're meant to, and you were just probably using them wrong the whole time. Let me know in the comments if you knew about any of these, and if you start using them and implementing them the right way. Come back to this video and let me know how it works out for you. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!